Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I'm so sorry if it's I think it's been a month that I haven't posted anything. I've been really busy since December. So we are going to do an unboxing today of the Ask the Witch tarot. I've had this one since December, I think, but I haven't really had the chance to do unboxings and stuff. So we're gonna dig deeper into this tarot deck. This is published by Rockpool, and of course we are going to open them now. How have you been? Okay, let's see here. Well, actually, this one was published by Rockpool. So here we go. Oh, sorry. Okay, now at the back it says in here, a deck of cards, wise witches, a pinch of magic, and a manual to learn how to read tarot cards. The witches in the deck are wild old ladies, ancient fairies, decadent goddess, nocturnal creatures, ladies of chaos, girls of destiny, and intrepid explorers who come from various traditions beyond the mist of under the moon to welcome the questions of passers-by. This box, or the box set, contains the full deck of 78 witches tarot cards and an accompanying manual to decipher their divinatory message. Okay, where am I going to start? Okay, so it retails for $19.99 the UK, or yeah, £19.99. I think I bought this one around 34 Australian dollars, if I'm not mistaken. And let's see, these are available, of course. It's available on Amazon, available in Barnes & Noble. It's already available in your bookstore in the US. Let's see, just ask certain resellers in your country. If you're in a different country, just ask them if they already have this deck, but it's already out in the public or in the mass market. So it's a magnetic flap side, which is a good thing, of course. I love magnetic flap sides. And then we have here, but it's kind of smaller though than the Llewellyn decks. Llewellyn has like a huge guidebook. So that's more like the reason why they have a larger box. Alright, now here we only have like a very small, just the right size for the guidebook. And inside it, look at this one, it's a purple, actually it's a lavender colored inside of the box. And then here we also have, oh, it really matches my kind of like matches my fingernails again. Okay, so if you can see here, there's a separate box inside. It's a top box, and this is where the cards are. Alright, so we're gonna have to open this one and let's take a look. Okay, I'm going to remove them first. Alright, just put them there, put them aside, so nothing in here, just the cards. And if you don't want to like get the whole deck or the whole box itself, you can just use this one, which is it's like kind of like a portable version. Okay, so I think this is much better. I'm gonna have to move this aside because we're gonna go through the guidebook first. And in the guidebook, alright, so this is what it has in the guidebook. We have in here Well, it's a soft bound guidebook, but it's thick enough. The covers are thick enough. And inside we have here the title page. So here we have the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot deck, the history and stories of tarot cards, the usual, what it contains and all that stuff. I love how they are detailed about the suits. It's just, you know, it's kind of like a shortened version, but it's very on point. And then we have in here the witches and the tarot cards, or witches in the tarot cards, and how to use this deck. So this is an RWS based tarot deck. However, there's a little bit, like it says in here, there's kind of like a uniqueness into it, because for the major arcana cards it used the witches, or it used different certain characters rather for the major trumps. For the trump cards, it has, or you'll see it later on during the flip through, they are goddesses, spirits, enchantress, woodland creatures, and I believe some of them will probably be the first time I heard of, so it's pretty much interesting. And then there is a message, of course, at the, for each of the cards by the witches. We're gonna go through that one later on. And then we have in here, let's see, okay, so it says here at the bottom that there is like a secret plot on the deck itself. There are 4 hidden stories in the deck, one for each suit that progresses from minor arcana through the court major arcana, or court to the major arcana, or vice versa. So how are you going to know them? You have to follow the familiars, particularly the cat, the heron, the wren, and the deer. So you need to try to identify them, consider the events and how they are linked, and imagine the cards in the order of the past, present, and future. So the stories are open and the last word is yours. So how you're gonna look at it, just shuffle the deck, pick a card, dream, and remember the 79th card, the one that is not there. When you're able to turn that card over, it will welcome you with a familiar friendly air, winking at you as though from the other side of the mirror. So that's kind of like a little twist to this tarot deck that only you yourself will be able to figure it out. Alright, and then here is the meanings, rather. Here are the meanings of the cards, the guidebook. So we have here the major arcana cards. So you can see here the name of the person, the goddess, or the character that is used on the card for the major arcana cards, and about the person. And then here at the bottom you have here the witch's spell, which is a positive and a negative meaning. Okay, so that goes on for the major arcana cards. So we have Baba Yaga and everyone, goddesses, Oya, we have Joan of Arc, we have Circe, we have Ceridwen as well. And then for the minor arcana cards, it's exactly the same though. Just the meaning, detailed meaning of the card itself, and then here at the bottom you can still have, or you can still see the positive and negative meanings, or yep, of the card. So it doesn't, I have to press on this matter, so when it says here positive and negative, it doesn't mean the positive is upright and the negative is reversed. It's not exactly like that. So this one is the positive meaning of the card itself and the negative meaning of the card itself. So you basically need to consider, or to read it literally as it is. So let's say, for example, we're here. So for example, like I think we're gonna have to, okay, we're gonna have to choose this one. All right, the 5 of Cups means it's there's loss, there's there's grief, you have a hard time moving on. But when it's reversed, that's already the time when you've finally accepted rather the fact that you have lost something. So you're starting to move on when this card is in reverse. Now that's kind of like a positive meaning of the card itself. And then another example will have to be the Three of Swords. We all know the Three of Swords when it's upright version. It means it's, you know, it's what do you call this? It's a heartache. It's a heartache. It's yeah, it's a terrible heartache. It's a painful, traumatic experience that you are experiencing, or that you're going through, rather. I'm sorry. Traumatic experience you're going through, and when it's reversed, then that's a time when you're starting to move on as well. So here, as you can see, the negative meaning is here, so you don't particularly need to translate the negative as the reversed meaning. No, it's not exactly like that. It has to be, so it's exactly as a negative meaning of the card and the positive meaning of the card. So if you're familiar with the RWS-based system, you will of course know what I mean about it. But where was that? Okay, so here at the bottom, okay, so like I said, the positive and negative meaning, it's literally what the positive meaning of the card is and the negative meaning of the card itself. Alright, so at the back of the guidebook, you will see here some spreads. Alright, so here we have spreads, prayer of the day. We also have the Witch's Harvest spread, and then here we have the Witch's Messages. So when you you can use this one, let's say for example, a daily pickup card, and you want to know what's the message of the card is for you, you can look at this reference right here. And then about the author and the artist, and about Rockpool. So that's about it for the guidebook. Alright, so let's proceed with the cards. Okay, I think alright, we're gonna have to choose a side where you cannot see the glare because it's glossy, and then the back, by the way, is kind of like a labyrinth illustration. Yeah, it's labyrinth. Okay, now we go with the flip through. Alright, hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm so sorry about that one. I just had to feed my dogs. Okay, so now we're gonna go with the flip through. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna try to avoid the glare of the light because it's glossy. So now we have the Ace of Cups. Starting with the cups, of course. The minor arcana cards are at the bottom, I think. So if you can see, they are of course still RWS based illustrations. Four of Cups. Okay, 5. It's in broad daylight, so if you can hear any noise outside, it's pretty much just a neighborhood. Okay, we have the 7 of Cups. 8 of Cups. We have the 9 of Cups. And then 10, of course. So now we have the Page of Cups right here. Knight of Cups. And the King of Cups. Okay, so we have here now the Ace of Pentacles, the 2 Pentacles. I like the fact here that the boats behind or on the sea for this 2 of Pentacles are kind of like, you know, fighting with the waves of the ocean. It's kind of like a struggle. You can see struggling here because of the boats, or the ships rather. We have 3 of Pentacles. We have 4. We have 5. And then the 6 of Pentacles. Nine. The Deer. So these are the you know, the familiars that you need to like look out for. For you to be able to look create the story that it says in the guidebook. So they're bordered, by the way. If you're gonna ask me about the cardstock, it's thick, but I mean, it's bendable, but it's not thick enough for me, you know. Like, I can feel it that I'm gonna, it's not too flimsy as well, but it's just that I'm having this thought where, you know, I could easily tear it if I'm not too careful. But it's not flimsy, of course. And, oh, sorry. Okay, so where are we? Wait, a card fell down, so there we go. My dogs are eating, so if you can hear them, just don't mind them. Okay. And since the black is the border, okay, one of the things that I don't really like about bordered cards is, especially if they're black, and I do overhand shuffling most of the time, so you're gonna have to notice a little bit of the edges that you're going to get damaged, of course. But hold on a second. Okay, I'm sorry about that one. I had to like take my dog outside. Okay, now we have the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, we have Queen of Swords. Okay, we're into the one suit. Okay, into the 5 and 6. I'm just gonna flip through them really fast, okay, because they're also RWS based. The fact, of course. I'm sorry. Alright, now we're here on the major arcana cards. So we have your goddesses, we have enchanted creatures, I think. Famous people as well, saints, like Joan of Arc right here. And the guidebook, it's interesting to read it because some of them, it's my first time to hear about these characters, some of the characters, or most of the characters. So it's a good thing that, you know, there's the guidebook to help us out. And the Temperance card, if you can see here, she's kind of it's not the usual Temperance card where you have one being flowed out, or one being flowed out, and then the other hand has a different one. But here it's kind of like, you know, she's pouring some potion. It's interesting. And then we have here the Devil card. Alright, the Tower. And then Star card. If you can hear my beagle, he's just under the table, so alright, then we have the Sun, Judgment card, and the last one is the World card. Okay, now we're gonna have to we are going to try and shuffle the cards and see if they are going to shuffle well. So they are a little bit huge. I don't think it's let's see the size of the cards, by the way. Size of the cards, I think it's 4 by 5, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Okay, it's 3 inches by 5 inches, 3 by 5. So it's a little bit wider than. Okay, I'm gonna take a sample of the Los Scarabeo cards, if you're familiar with them. Okay. We'll take one as an example. Okay, so here is the Los Scarabeo card. It's the Wheel of the Year Tarot. So you can see that it's typically a little bit, it's smaller, of course. So we're gonna have to check as well the size of an Oracle card. Let's see. Let's check a Hay House card. Okay, so I have one right here. Then a Hay House card has, right, it's the same tall, it's yeah, the same tall as the Hay House cards, but it's a little bit, I mean the Hay House cards, it's wider. Okay, now we're going to shuffle these cards now, and we're going to pick a card at the end of the video to see how they read from the guidebook. Right. Now you see I'm having a hard time shuffling the cards now because they are glossy as well. So what is wrong with me at the moment? Okay, we're going to shuffle the cards. And I'm having a hard time shuffling them because I have small hands. Alright, so I'm going to shuffle them overhand. The full shuffle isn't really working out for me. Okay, I'm going to try shuffle them sideways though. I think, which is even better. If you're having a hard time shuffling them, if you're having a hard time full shuffling them, then do it sideways. So I'm going to try to do overhand shuffling. Which is even better for me because, you know, I can really totally hold the cards if it's like this. Alright, and now we're gonna, one card dropped, I'm just gonna pick them up. We're gonna use that one as a, for our pick, yeah, pick a card. Okay, so for everyone who's wondering what card dropped, so this is the Nine of Cups, and according to our guidebook, okay, and according to our guidebook, let's see here, Nine of Cups. Okay, so the Nine of Cups, I'm not sure, I'm gonna have to take it. Alright, okay, there you go. So we have an image here, but I'm just gonna have to like pick it up for you to be able to see it. Okay, so it says here, the witch that sits in the Nine of Cups is at the end of an emotional journey. The cups of her wishes granted can be seen behind her. She has learned to love herself and to share. Perhaps she's waiting for guests so she can celebrate with them. This card embodies a journey of sentiments that have ripened and are ready to overflow, just like the water in the cup, into something new. Her face shows some worry. On their negative side, feelings are vices in which we risk closing ourselves or losing ourselves. So, it will have to depend like what are the neighboring cards that this one might have, but from what it means, the Nine of Cups just says that, you know, you have or you have wishes that has been granted, and it shows that you actually you have to be satisfied. You're already satisfied and fulfilled with what you already have. Alright, so this Nine of Cups right here just means that, you know, you are able to, you know, you're able to get the things that you want, like things, your wishes have been fulfilled. Most of them, the things that you want have already been granted, so you already attained them. So you're thankful, you're grateful rather for all of the things that you already have, or the things that are satisfying you. But then since her face looks kind of I don't know, sad. I'm not sure if you can see that, but her face has a little bit, it's kind of like half, if you can see, half of her face is closed, and half of her, or half of one or her left eye, gosh, her left eye is open and the other part is closed. So it sort of like you know, tells you that even if you're satisfied, even if you already have the things or your wishes has been fulfilled, still a part of you is still feels a little bit, it it's like kind of like you still feel a little bit of failure, a little bit of lacking, rather, you know. So you have to be careful of the things rather that you are asking for, or you have to be more aware of the things that you really need, because all of these things that you are wishing for, the things that you want, may not be what you need. So that's the reason why, you know, a part of you may still feel a little bit worried, or it could start as well it could start this feeling of wanting even more, and it boils down to you losing your own self, or you know, not being able to figure out already who you are, even if you already have the things that you want. I mean, even if you the wishes, or maybe that wish that you've been asking for is not really meant for you. Even if you have attained it, it doesn't really give you that full satisfaction. So just be careful of what you wish for. I think it's more like the the message behind this card for me. So that's it for today. This is the Ask the Witch tarot, and I hope you guys were able to you know, or this actually flipped through, were able to give you a you know, help, rather, if you wanted to buy this card or not. But the fact that for me, the fact that they are, you know, they're hand-drawn, of course. I always say this each and every time I think I have a flip through, that if they're hand-drawn, that's the reason why I also bought this card, because, well, again, the effort that they've put into drawing the cards, you know, the meanings, the details behind, you know, what's on the picture of each card. That's actually what I've always been looking for every time that, you know, I have to buy a new deck. So I hope that this has, you know, I hope this has actually helped you guys with deciding if you wanted to have this card or not. I cannot wait to try the one that I read about, where you can find a 79th card on your own, where you're going to like look at the familiars rather on these cards, then look at the story behind them all, and then when you're ready, just look at the 79th card in your mind, or maybe in your dream. Who knows where it's gonna pop up. So you'll know which card it is. So I cannot wait to really go through that phase while using this card. So I hope it will come sooner or later, but it's one thing for you to actually look out for if you're gonna have to get this card. And the fact that the guidebook as well has all of these interesting facts, or stories rather, regarding the goddesses and those that are you know, drawn, or that are used for the major arcana cards. I cannot wait to read all of them and find out as well about the new ones which are my first time to hear about, like Lunatar. It's my first time to know about this goddess, yeah, daughter of nature, Lunatar. I hope I pronounce it well, but it's from Finnish mythology. So right, I love it. I love this one. Maybe the only downside of that, or the only thing that I'm not really fond of rather, for this one, are the borders, of course, of the cards. if I don't know, I'm thinking if I will have to trim this part. Who knows, I might in the future, but I'm gonna have to leave it like this for now. But I'm pretty sure that later on, when I use these cards often, I will have like, it will show on the edges, since they are also kind of huge for me. I'm having a little bit of a hard time, you know, shuffling them or refill shuffling them, so I'll have to use maybe most of the time overhand shuffling these cards. And yeah, the borders, well, it's helpful if I want to get rid of, you know, if I want to get rid of the pictures really to be damaged, or to get damaged. So I think the borders will help, but I'm not really a big fan of, you know, bordered images. So great, this is it so far, guys. Have you already bought this card? It has already been released for 2 months already, I think. So if you already have this one, have you used it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I would like to find out what are your thoughts about it as well. I mean, do you have a hard time, you know, connecting with the cards? Because honestly, for me, it's not that hard, since they are RGBS based as well. And I'm already familiar with RGBS system, so I'm already familiar rather with the meanings behind it. The only good thing that I really like about it though is the fact that it has a positive and negative meaning. So it's okay for me to use them either upright, or if I can use them as well as reverse. What else? Well, that's about it for me though. Nothing really extraordinary that I can say about these cards, except the fact, of course, that, you know, it has its own uniqueness, which is fantastic. Not often do you encounter that one with, you know, with a tarot deck, that, you know, there's some uniqueness to it, even if it's RWS based. Like this one, for example, they use like a more feminine images for the okay, so now that I talked about it, so the major kind of cards are it's from a feminine character, or they're all feminine characters, right? But it doesn't have to say, or it doesn't mean that if they are, you know, if they are all feminine, it will have to you know, it will have to mean that it has to be a more or it doesn't have to mean that it shows a feminine side rather of the querent, or something like that. But, you know, you can also use their characteristics. It just doesn't, you know, it just doesn't pertain to a woman. You have to still know, or you need to still figure out, you know, how they are created through the guidebook, because that's the only time that you'll be able to know like how you're going to use the meaning of the cards through a spread, using a spread, or if you want to use it to yourself. So some are actually disappointed when it comes to all female or just a kind of like a feminine energy cards, but for me it doesn't really matter. It's always how you need to learn the guidebook first, how it means, how they are interpreting the cards, for you to be able to understand that, oh, this is why they chose you know, this certain character on this particular card. So if you're able to, you know, understand that that system that they used with the whole deck, then you'll be able to use, or you'll be able to know how to really use the entire deck when you're doing your reading. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you again for watching. I hope you had fun. Rather, the flip throughs, I was flipping through the images quickly a while ago, very fast. But if you would like to just, you know, hit your pause button, go back to the flip throughs, and then just pause it. If you want to take the cards a little bit longer, then go ahead and do so. All right, so thank you again for watching. I have my next video uploading soon. So just watch out for it. All right, thank you again, and don't forget to like and subscribe for those new subscribers out there, and hit the notifications bell so you'll get notified if I'm going to upload new videos. All right, thank you for watching. You have a great day. Bye bye.